Real bad plan, people. Real bad plan. I don't know what's worse than opening up a Grasshopper patch that you haven't worked on seriously for 4 or 5 months and trying to make sense of it to do the next step in the project. And yes, I left notes to myself, do this, do that, this is done, this is working. But does it make any sense? No, not really. I'm at a point where small shelves are sounding quite well on the robot, and I'm trying to go to the next size, which is 1080. That's fine, creates the geometry in the sounding position. That's all well and good. That's where Tiny, who's my part handling robot, is going to position the medium shelf to that spot. So I could go ahead and program ABB without too much trouble. Just extrapolate from these toolpaths, get ABB standing in that spot. The problem is I've got to get Tiny to put the shelf in that exact position. And at the moment, I've got this arbitrary little note saying, yes, the reference point needs to be the center, not the corner point. At the moment, this little shelf down on the gravity wedge, which is my sort of alignment tool in space, where Tiny comes and picks the shelf, drops it into the gravity wedge, drops it, lets it fall, and then picks it up in a really repeatable position. That's working really well. I've got to work out now, so the logic is just breaking my brain. And then I've got this bloody patch in a patch. I think this just creates the geometry. That's fine. I can nut that out. But I need to, wrap my head around it. Anyway, I'm not just going to let you watch me break my brain trying to wrap my head around something I built. But I'm just picking through it one step at a time. I will show you while I'm here how I've sort of set it up though. If I just put that back to a known dimension. So when I'm programming the shelf, I've kind of got this weird setup here where I do it in stages, and then I'm combining the rapid code into a consolidated program just in VS Code over here. But for the moment, this is kind of how I've set it up. So I can have different start poses for different operations, depending if I need them. At the moment, I'm just recycling the same start pose because it does everything I need it to do. And then it's just a matter of reconnecting curves. So I bring if I want to program a chamfer or work on the chamfer, I bring that into my input curve, and then just work through and just change start position's fine, TCP is fine, angle input. Bring from there. And then I can run my little animation slider and check what's that doing. Sounds around. Zoom in a bit for you. Bloop, bloop, bloop. All good. No joint clashes. Happy days. I do have a problem here with I've got a reach problem. It's always a reach around problem, isn't there? If I just reset to that. Angle import, TCP can stay, joint position's fine. I've got an issue with this one, so trying to capture this little flat 5mm edge of the shelf. This worked with the previous orbital air sander I had set up because it was a shorter TCP. And since I rebuilt this with a little air glide Festool rig, which is working beautifully for consistent pressure, really happy with that. But it means the tool is longer in Z, and now I've actually got a joint 5 clash. When it comes down here, it gets bound up too tight in joint 5. So I need to work out what to do about that. I can't move the robot. I don't really want to stuff. I suppose I could change Tiny's position. And one idea I had was, maybe it's fine on these sides. So I could rotate the shelf 90 but mid-operation. So I'm doing a little handshake signal. If I jump into Notion, maybe in Tiny. Too much crap in the way. So I've documented my sort of handoff procedure, and I've got codes in place that allow Abby and Tiny to just communicate really simply to each other of like, Tiny picks up the part and says, hey, Abby, I'm ready. Sends a signal, and Abby gets that as a digital input, says, cool, I'll proceed with the program. It's just got pauses in the program, waiting for that signal. Abby does this thing, send, and then sends the signal back to Tiny saying, hey, I finished sanding, you can piss the part off now. That's working quite nicely. So I was thinking I could sort of extrapolate that and clock this shelf maybe 90 to give me access where I don't have a joint collision. Send a signal saying, cool, Tiny, just rotate the part, which should be pretty straightforward somewhere. Like I've got sanding master position. If I rotate axis 6, joint 6, nothing happens. So this is the problem. I don't look, I've got a little disconnected wire here. Where is it going? What does it mean? Maybe if I preview that. Oh, here we go. Oh, see? Looky. Good. So, yeah. Send a signal, do that. Maybe I can bake out that geo there. I think that's going to bake out the whole robot. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want meshes. Filthy meshes. Anyway. See my conundrum? Just got to keep picking away at it, and discovering little features, I suppose. Anyway, fun times. Not much more to report in robot world, just slowly ticking away, making programs. They are doing work, they're sanding, doing jobs, but still huge amount of capacity in them, and I'm keen to explore more. Anyway, good night. Cheers.